Hey guys, Figurecraft here. Sorry it took me a little bit, but we are now going to be going over the Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core Reunion Zack Fair Soldier Second Class Player Sky figure. There's his box. So, I've already showed you the box in the last one, so I'll go ahead and I'll... Ow. Stab myself with my blade. That's nice. Oh, boy. I'm fine. I ain't bleeding. Thank God for that. So, let me open up the top. Put this dangerous thing away. And then we'll work on getting the figure out. And here he is. Here is the Zack Fair figure in the clamshell packaging. And behind him, here is his PlayArts Kai stand, which we'll need that in a few. But for now, let's work on getting the figure open. So let's get the clamshell packaging open. Give me a few seconds here. Let me get him up here so I can see what I'm doing. I don't want to open up the clamshell packaging and it be attached to something and then it breaks something. Okay, I got the clamshell packaging open. So, first of all, we have Zack Fair's first sword before he gets the Buster Sword. You can see there the detail in that. Just think we're going to get this same sword again when we get a hold of that one dude that says let's push it past the red line with his red motorcycle, because we got him. Rouge, I think is his name. Here's some plastic. Over here we have the switchable blade for the sword, which allows this to attach to Zack's back. We have this little device that goes on that goes in Zack's back, just like with the Cloud. We have Zack's hands. Really, really highly detailed hands. Good shading in these gloves. So we have those. And then right here, we have some more gloves. It looks like this one they didn't, or maybe they did. Yeah, I think they did. Yeah, they made the hands together on this one too, so that's going to pose a little bit of a problem getting a sword in. And then last but not least, we have the Zack Fair figure, which I'm very interested in seeing. So, oh wow. Those legs are very, very loose. Oh well. But anyway, here is the Zack Fair figure. And you can see he's got a lot of plastic on him. One thing they did with this Zack Fair figure I like that I wish they'd done with the Cloud. Yeah. Let me see if I can get it in camera here. Let me tilt him down. I'm talking about the metal grommets on his boots. They actually painted the grommets at his tippy toes right here. the silver little grommets, they painted those. But in the both my version 2 clouds, they were supposed to be painted, but they forgot to paint them. They're not painted on any of my version 2 clouds. Now, the number one thing that we want to do here is to figure out how to get this plastic off of Zack. So, we're going to very carefully look it over. I know in the YouTube video I saw the person take his head off. You know how I feel about taking heads off Player Sky figures. If I can avoid it, I'm going to avoid it. So, let's work on getting this plastic off of Zack. I'm going to try using my X-Acto blade and slowly cut the plastic away. But I was watching the a YouTuber, his name is F Hobby, the F Hobby channel. He's a Japan person. He took Zack's head off to get this plastic off. But I do not like taking the heads off these Player Sky figures. I just don't. If I can avoid taking the head off, I'm going to do it. So hopefully we can avoid it. Which right now... Okay, we got it. There's the plastic that was on Zack's head. So we avoided taking the head off. Alright. Now we also got plastic right here in his shoulder pads. I've seen the F Hobby channel guy too take off Zack's arm to get the plastic off. Not doing that. We're going to work on cutting this out. Ain't no way I'm taking an arm off a figure. That's just crazy. So, using my X-Acto blade to slit the plastic. And then I'm going to pull the plastic and rip it. So just give me a few seconds here while I work this plastic out. Just like that. We have one plastic out, and I noticed too we got a new articulation here. Look at that. That whole shoulder piece is on this. I'll use this. There's this little piece of plastic right there. See that plastic right there? That whole plastic that's painted skin color swivels. So this Zack is not hindered by movement in his arms. He's going to have some pretty good movement. So I'm working on getting the other plastic out of the other arm. And then we're just going to rip the plastic. Just give me a few seconds here. I really don't understand why they put plastic in the joints of these figures. It makes it so hard to get the plastic out. Now they got plastic in his waist, and they want us to pull his waist apart to get the plastic out. Last time I took a figure's waist apart, that was with Rufus. I like to never got the waist back together. So once again, we're going to cut the plastic out. I really don't understand why they put all this plastic in these things. Let me look around here, see what I can do. Okay, there we go. Okay, Zack is now free of plastic. So, no more plastic in Zack. Now we can go over a figure review. So, let me get up here. Let me focus you. Okay, first of all, articulation-wise in Zack. Let me get this camera. Okay, articulation-wise in Zack, his head can look side to side. He can look up and down. He can look side to side a little bit, but he is hindered because of his bangs. And another cool thing I saw on the F Hobby channel YouTuber, I'll show you this. Let me just get this focused. The hair is on swivel joints. So you can actually pose Zack's hair. It's on swivel. It's ball pegs. It's on ball pegs. So that's a cool thing. We have these new swivel joints for the shoulder pads, which will not hinder his movement in his arms. We also have hinges in the shoulder pad. So, to show you when we move the arm, you can see there, the shoulder pad can be moved out of the way, and it won't hinder Zack's movement. We have swivels up here in the muscle. We have double jointed elbows in the wrist. We have hinges in the wrist. We have swivels in the wrist. Right here, we have a ball peg at the top of his chest. We have a ball peg somewhere in here, but it's hidden behind all of this. So you won't be able to, you know, see that. The legs. Just give me a few seconds here. The legs can go out like that. They can go back in. He has swivels up here in the thigh, but it doesn't want to twist for me because he's so brand new. He can also kick his feet, you know, like any normal figure, back and forth. And the knees. The knees are double jointed. He has hinges in the ankles. And he's got, you know, like side-to-side swivels in the ankles. He has toe articulation. He has a lot of shading in his clothing, which makes this figure pretty cool. This is so cool having Zack, Cloud's friend, Zack. I'll get you a good picture of the detail in his Zack's face. Let me see if I can get it here. Just give me a few seconds here. He's so tall. Let me adjust the camera. Get you up here. Okay. Put you down. Let me wipe off this lens. There we go. Okay. Now let's try to get Zack's face again. Zoom you in. there's the detail in Zack's face. He has earrings. Well, one earring. But it looks absolutely cool. I absolutely like this figure. And then back here, this is the thing that you would pull out of his back, just like with Cloud, to put that piece in his back to hold his sword on his back. Which, it is pretty stuck in there where it's new. I can't pull it out. It's stuck. Man. Hell, man. Yeah, that is really stuck in there, y'all. I'm trying to use my fingernails to slowly pull it out. But it's super stuck. How in the world did they get that in there? Ow. I'm going to pull my fingernail backwards in a minute. And that's going to suck. It's coming slowly. But it is jammed. Got it. There's the hole in the back. Look how deep that thing was in his back. Looks like we have a little bit of glue there, like they almost glued it in or something. But yeah, you can see that right there. And here is his other piece that you would just plug into his back. And then you would take the sword and you would just plug it, you know, right there to basically be attached to his back. But that's not the pose I'm going to put mine in. So let me get this back in here. Make sure I get it right. Now I think from the game, it has to be angled that way, if I remember correctly. Alrighty, the pose that I chose for this Zack figure is right there. So I'm going to work on getting Zack in that pose. So the first part that we have to do to get Zack in that pose is he's kind of turned to the side. He looks like he's already got his right hand on. So turn Zack's arm here. Tilt it there a bit. Make sure I get that. Turn that like that. Okay. So let me try to turn this like that, it looks like. Then I'm going to take this, turn this around, pull it this way. Twist it like that. I'm figuring it out here. Yeah, it's like that. Okay, and then this arm right here has to go all the way up to about right there. This part has to turn. Kind of reminds me of putting Cloud's arm that way too. This has to come over his head like that. Okay, now we just got to change the hand. So let me set Zack here. And then I'll work on changing his hand. I saw from the guy's YouTube video too, this pommel should pull out. So let me try pulling the pommel. Yeah, it came off easy. The pommel pulls out, which makes it very easy to get this sword into Zack's hand, so thank God for that they did that. I'm glad they actually made the figure do that. Looks like he's got his hand at an angle, so it's probably most likely this straight hand. Okay. So, let me zoom you out here. I think I got you too far zoomed in. I'm sorry. Okay, we're going to work on getting the sword into Zack's hand. Hopefully it's easier than Cloud. Yeah, there we go. About to right there. And then we'll put the pommel back on the end of the blade. Okay, we got that. So now I gotta take Zack's hand off. So there we go. And then we'll put his other hand on. Let me look at this right here. Okay. And it goes on just like that. Okay. Now we'll put this sword down. I'm going to work on turning it the way it needs to be. Looks like his arm needs to be just a little bit higher. Like that. And twist the blade. Like that. And then his head needs to be tilted there. So it looks like that. Which I'm thinking that's the pose I'm going to go with Zack. So let me work on tilting his legs back because he's too far tilted forward. Like that. Yeah, that looks good, y'all. Alright, let me work on getting his stand ready. If the camera runs out of room, I'll hit record again and record a second part of the video. But let me we'll go with the thin one. So we're going to use the clamp. Get it around Zack's sword. Let's see here. I don't think we need the big one, do we? Let me look at this. We shouldn't need the big clamp. We should be okay with the little one. I just gotta get it situated right. Yeah, there we go. The little clamp will do. So we'll set him there. We'll get the next part of the stand. And I won't probably here. Flip this around. Tilt this forward. Tilt this forward. Alright, let me work on getting him on the stand. Like that. This, let's see here, I gotta stretch this up, tilt this back, bring Zack down. It's always fun figuring out the angle on these stands. Let me move this, get it to an angle to where you can see what I'm doing. Because right now he's on the stand, but he's not standing the way I want him to stand. So he has to be at an angle So in order to do that, let's take him off the stand. Set him there. Let's see here. Basically, what we want him to stand on the stand like that. So, when we do that, okay, I see how we can try to accomplish it. Let's take this peg out, put it in this side. Right there. And then we'll take Zack. We'll set him here. And then we're going to move this sword out of the way a minute. We're going to twist this to that direction where it's aiming that way. Then we're going to put the sword back down. We're going to take the stand and fasten Zack back to it. And then there we go. And right there is how we want him. So, we got that. Alright, let me tilt you over here towards the glass case again. Let me go over here and get it open. Get it ready. Okay, the glass case is open. So let me get you right here. Tilt you down. And then we're going to work on getting Zack in here. Let's see here. We got to work on getting him around Cloud's sword. And all of that. Which is not going to be easy. So let me try. Yeah, I got to figure out a way to get him in here. If the video ends, I'll just hit record again. Let's see here if I can